Hey, it's Doug Pollen, Pollen Arts and Entertainment. Here again to do some more reviews. So this is going to be another book review. Um, so I'm going to show you here. I've got Mate, Become the Man Women Want by Tucker Max and Jeffrey Miller with Niels Parker. So a lot of people are more familiar with Tucker Max from his joke books, I guess, humor books, where he talks about, I guess, their like memoirs, where he talks about what a jerk he is what I've heard. Um, I first heard him on a podcast where they interviewed him and talked to him about that, and he was talking about basically he was working on writing this book, and he was working on um, like where he was in his life, that he found a woman and got married and had a kid. So basically, he grew up, I guess is what I'm saying. And he did this podcast that he hosted called The Mating Game, and I believe that's what it's called. Is it The Mating Game or The Dating Game? Let me check and make sure I'm getting this right here. Um, but he did that, and then um, he advertised this book on that podcast. It was the Mating Grounds. Is that what it's called? He advertised this book on that podcast. He basically just kept saying like, okay, this is what we're working on. What we're talking about on here. That's what's going to be in the book. And pretty much it was like I listened to the whole thing, and then I saw the book for sale at a bookstore where I was working at the time. So I bought it, and it was basically almost exactly the same as the podcast. But it was actually what originally uh, made me want to get into doing reviews. Was I read this, and I thought like I really want to do a review of this. But it was pretty good. Even though I would say if you don't want to go out and buy the book, just listen to the podcast because you can find it for free. Um, but the book also, in addition to that, was good. I could say they're almost exactly the same as each other, so you could use either or both in conjunction with each other. Probably works the best. Uh, but it does have some of the best advice in there I've ever read on basically just trying to be more attractive. It works a lot of off of the theory of like understanding quote unquote inner game versus outer game, and how your inner game is basically just your self confidence, which it teaches the idea that basically your confidence is based on your competence. So if you take care of your personal health and well being, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, to where you're a successful man, then you're going to be confident in yourself based on that, and then that's going to make you theoretically more attractive and sexier by being that more confident man who has his stuff together. Then your outer game is basically your social skills and your relationship skills, emotional skills, ability to actually talk to and interact with women and recognize signs of if there's flirting going on there or not, and being able to navigate all of that. So that's one of the biggest personal struggles for me that I've run into. Uh, I've got most of the first side down, I feel like, where I'm super confident in myself as a person, as a human being, that I've spent a lot of years and a lot of time, money, and effort working on building myself to be the person that I am, getting a wardrobe together, working out, figuring out the things that I like and don't like, figuring myself out basically. Um, and I haven't had a whole lot of practice actually meeting and talking to and dating women to get confident in that regard. And it hasn't been very good experiences. He talks about that a lot, and he goes into that a lot with the podcast also. He talks about um, basically like the pickup community and how they sold this bad idea of, oh, you just need to go out and talk to uh, hundreds of women and just try to get in their pants and get turned down by all of them so that you'll be like bulletproof. You've got the super confidence. And he's like, yeah, it's actually really bad. Don't do that. What you actually want to do is learn how to build positive, consensual, healthy relationships with women so that they'll recommend you to other women potentially, and also so that that's because what you become familiar with. So that's the model that you ingrain in your brain, is that you're going to go out and have this good interaction that's going to lead to positive things. And so if you have a lot of negative experiences, you get it ingrained in your brain. This is the experience that I have. If I'm going to go out and talk to the opposite sex, it's going to go badly. I'm going to fail. It's going to be miserable for both of us. Let's not do it. And so he says, that's bad. Don't do that. Work on just having a good social life and good social skills and positive experiences, joyful, fun experiences with others. I have not had that, so that's the biggest problem in my life, is just getting out there and being able to actually meet people and have something to talk to them about, where they're actually an interested and intelligent person who can hold a conversation. That's maybe my own bitterness there. But other than that, like I said, there's the book Mate. There's the Mating Grounds, maybe it's called, I'm not sure on that, podcast. Listen to that. See if you want to buy the book, read the book. Realize, like I did, they're almost the same as each other. There is some additional material in the book that you can't get from just the podcast alone. He does go into, it is a little bit self-helpy, like, he's like, fill out these pages for yourself. Figure out, like that Brian Griffin episode on Family Guy. Like, write in this blank page for yourself. Figure out, will it, want it, wish it, whatever. Figure out what you want in a relationship. And he does give you some details on like how to figure that out and how to set your goals and like how to make lists about, okay, this is what I'm looking for in a woman. And he talks a lot about how you need to have like equal value for what you're looking for. Like if you're saying like, I want her to be this, and that, then you better also be this, and that, or better, or above and beyond that, in order to be able to get the woman who's of that quality. Basically, is what his recommendation is. If you're the guy who just doesn't have anything going for him, you're not getting the supermodel. It's just not going to happen. And Susan talks about basically setting realistic expectations and figuring out your own value and figuring out what you're looking for and writing those things down and then building your dating model based off of that. So you say, I'm giving away all the secrets here. I'm like, I'm going to buy the book. You told me everything. So you say basically like, okay, I like doing these types of things. I want to find a woman who's into the same type of interest that I am. That's my goal. So therefore, my best strategy is going to be to go to places or join clubs or groups that lean towards those focuses and see if there's any women within that community. Basically, that's the approach that I did, and it didn't work for me because I didn't find that there were any available women in my age group who were into the same types of things that I were, that were attracted to me. And so I was like, yeah, well, there's no one else in my area, so I don't know how to meet anyone else. That was the biggest problem. And he talks about it a lot in there. If that's your issue, it basically just means you live somewhere like I do where there's just not enough people. Move to a bigger city. And I don't want to. I just don't want to go to a big city. So I'm just going to be single for all my life, I guess. But basically, that's my whole review on that. Thanks for watching. Hope you tune in next time.